After the age of 65, your body is still trying to heal itself every single night. Not partially, not weakly, but continuously, quietly, and intelligently. So if that's true, why do so many people wake up more tired, more inflamed, and more fragile than they did years ago? Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not that your body stopped healing, it's that something is interfering with the process. And in many cases, that something is an everyday food you may be eating every single day. I'm Dr. Richard, and tonight I want to show you what that food is doing inside your body and why removing it, even partially, can change how your body functions after 65. Let's begin with something most people misunderstand. Aging does not mean your body loses the ability to repair. It means your body becomes more sensitive to interference. Your systems still work, but they don't tolerate disruption the same way they used to. Your metabolism slows. Your insulin response becomes less efficient. Your gut becomes more fragile, and your baseline inflammation rises. Not dramatically, but enough to change the outcome over time. Now here's what your body is trying to do every night. While you sleep, your system shifts into a different mode. Hormones adjust. Immune activity recalibrates. Your gut lining begins repair. And your cells initiate maintenance processes, removing damaged components, recycling waste, and restoring balance. Think of it as a night shift repair crew. But here's the problem. That crew can only do its job when the environment is right. And this is where most people never look, because the interference isn't obvious. It doesn't feel like damage. It feels normal, comfortable, even harmless. Let me ask you something. Do you have tea with sugar in the evening? A biscuit after dinner? Something sweet while watching television? Maybe not much, just a little. That little is what we need to talk about. Because the everyday food that interferes with your body's repair is added sugar. Now this is not about fear, and it's not about eliminating all carbohydrates. Your body needs glucose, but added sugar, especially in refined forms, behaves very differently. Here's what happens inside your body. When you consume sugar, your blood glucose rises quickly. Your body responds by releasing insulin, a hormone that helps move that sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells. That's normal, but after 65, this system becomes less efficient, which means blood sugar rises higher, insulin stays elevated longer, and your body takes more time to return to balance. Now here's where the deeper problem begins. When insulin is elevated, your body is in storage mode. Not repair mode, not cleanup mode, storage. And this matters more than most people realize. Because the processes involved in cellular maintenance, including those that help manage damaged proteins and cellular stress, become less active when your body is constantly dealing with incoming fuel. But that's only part of the story, because sugar doesn't just affect insulin. It also affects inflammation. When blood sugar rises rapidly and frequently, it can trigger the production of inflammatory signals. Not the kind you feel immediately, but the kind that stays low and persistent. That quiet internal fire. And here's where things begin to connect. This low-grade inflammation interferes with insulin sensitivity, disrupts gut function, affects immune balance, and creates more cellular stress, which means your repair systems now have more work to do in a less supportive environment. But what happens next is even more important, because your gut is directly involved in this process. Inside your digestive system, you have trillions of bacteria, some beneficial, some less helpful, and what you eat determines which ones grow stronger. When added sugar becomes a regular part of your diet, especially in refined forms, it can shift that balance, encouraging less beneficial bacteria and reducing microbial diversity. And when that happens, your gut lining, the barrier that protects your bloodstream, can become more vulnerable. Think of it like a filter. When it's strong, it keeps harmful signals out. When it weakens, more inflammatory compounds can pass through. Now connect that back to nighttime. This is when your gut is supposed to rest, repair, and reinforce that barrier. But if sugar is entering your system late in the evening, your gut remains active, your blood sugar remains elevated, and your body delays the transition into repair mode. So instead of calm, coordinated recovery, you get metabolic noise, signals overlapping, processes competing, and repair becoming less efficient. Now let me be very clear. Sugar is not poison, and this is not about perfection. But after 65, frequency and timing matter more than ever. Because your body is no longer as forgiving. What once had a small effect now has a larger ripple. So what should you do instead? This is where the shift becomes practical. Start with awareness. Where is added sugar showing up in your day? Not just desserts, but sweetened tea or coffee, biscuits and packaged snacks, flavored yogurt, hidden sugars in processed foods. Then focus on one powerful change. Reduce or eliminate added sugar in the evening. That's it, not all day, just the window that matters most, before sleep. Because when you remove that interference, something important happens. Your insulin levels begin to stabilize earlier. Your gut has a chance to slow down. Your body transitions more smoothly into repair mode. And over time, this creates a different internal environment, one that supports more stable energy, better sleep quality, improved metabolic control, and a more balanced inflammatory response. Not instantly, but consistently. And if you want to go one step further, replace that evening sugar habit with something neutral or supportive. A simple option, nothing at all. Allow your body a clean break, or if needed, something light and unsweetened. Because sometimes the most powerful change is not what you add, it's what you stop interrupting. Now, one important note. If you have diabetes or are on medications that affect blood sugar, any dietary change should be discussed with your healthcare provider because your needs are specific. But for many people over 65, this is one of the simplest ways to stop working against your body and start working with it. So tonight, I want you to notice something. What are you reaching for after dinner? And more importantly, what is that choice doing inside your body while you sleep? Because your body is still trying to heal every night. The question is, are you helping that process or quietly slowing it down? If this made you think, tell me in the comments, where does sugar show up most in your routine? I'm Dr. Richard. If you want more science-based ways to support your body after 50 and 60, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes aging means decline. Because it doesn't, but the way we live can make it feel that way. And sometimes, one small change makes all the difference.